Ambrosia for Heads, Justin Hunt. This last 7, counting down the top stories over the last 7 days. Redman's beat-eating media blitz continues. Last week we covered Redman's visit to Ebro in the morning, where he reminisced on his legendary MTV Cribs appearance. Turns out he still lives in that same Staten Island property. He also talked about Wu-Tang The Saga Continues. He's a major part of that project. He also talked about how he has Muddy Waters 2 on the way. This week, he talked about everything he knows about Phife Dawg's final project. During a visit to the Combat Jack show, Redman delivers high praise for the posthumous project.
Rest in peace, Phife Dawg.
Yes.
But I was blessed to be in his last days before he died. Me, him, and Busta shot a video. Now, when I tell you this new Phife Dawg album is ridiculous, y'all. His album, he just sitting and wait to get the right deal so it can come out. But we got a video, man. Me, Busta, and Phife Dawg.
That's crazy.
And his album is like some old back in the day. Yo, his album is ridiculous. That's what I'm really looking for. I hope they found the right deal for that and to get platformed the right way. We can all help push that shit and make Phife happy.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
I never seen Phife as happy as he was on his last days, seeing me and Busta in a video with him. He was so pleased, and I seen it in his eyes, like how he was just, you know, I could see the pain he was going through as far as what he was going through internally, but he was happy, and he kind of knew, like, you know, it was
at peace.
It was at peace, bro. So that's what I'm really looking forward to, man. Him really releasing that album so he can really rest in peace the right way.
Now, Redman and Busta Rhymes were on a Tribe Called Quest, The Love Movement, so this isn't the first time the 5-foot assassin has teamed up with these two rhyme titans. Phife Dawg's first debut album came out in 2000. It was called Ventilation, the LP. Last November, just under a year ago, Tribe released We Got It From Here, Thank You For Your Service to critical acclaim. Phife Dawg passed away in 2016 due to complications from diabetes. Side note, sadly, Combat Jack was not actually a part of this conversation. He announced on IG this week that he is suffering from colon cancer. From all of us here at AFH, thoughts and prayers with you, Reggie. Eminem season is upon us. Marshall Mathers nearly broke the internet during the BET Hip Hop Awards when his cypher went viral. He dismantles Donald Trump for nearly 5 minutes. There was also a rumor that Eminem's next project is coming out on November 17th, though that is yet to be confirmed. This week, the plot thickens. Paul Rosenberg posted this image to IG, caption, "Look what arrived at the SHADY offices today. Yellow Wolf Trial by Fire comes out 10/27. Seems pretty regular. Now look at the advertisement in the background. Seize the moment with Revival." Notice the E is backwards? So did a gaggle of Reddit users who traveled down the wormhole and discovered there's much more to this ad. There's an online advertisement, a website for the product. There's a number to dial that includes a voicemail message that includes allusions to Eminem's Lose Yourself. Here's what the voice message says. "Thank you for your interest in Revival, the #1 slightly invasive treatment for Atrox Rhythmus. You only get one shot to beat AR. Don't miss your chance with Revival." The music playing in the background, I Need a Doctor by Dr. Dre, Eminem, and Skylar Grey. This is absolutely one of the most creative album announcements in recent memory. No official release date's been given yet, but keep an eye out on November 17th. Lingering question is this, though. We've seen Eminem a couple of weeks ago go straight at Donald Trump in the BET cypher. We've heard all about the opioid crisis in America, and here's Marshall announcing his album through a fake pharmaceutical ad that's littered with Lose Yourself references. Lose Yourself, 8 Mile Eminem is probably the most accessible Eminem we've yet to see. Do we think that Marshall is coming more socio-political this time out? Let us know down below. This is absolutely a struggle year for the National Football League. Players league-wide have been following Colin Kaepernick and protesting the national anthem, Taking a Knee. We've seen fans like Master Ace boycott the NFL because it seems like Colin Kaepernick is being blackballed. We've seen the President of the United States, Donald Trump, call the players SOBs and told fans to boycott the NFL if they're not going to force players to stand for the national anthem. Jerry Jones threatened his players, said that any player who doesn't stand won't play. The owner of the Houston Texans said we can't let the inmates run the prison, not even the asylum, the prison. Jay-Z reportedly was asked to perform during the Super Bowl. He decided against it. Ironically, Justin Timberlake said he's up for the task. Timberlake will return to the Super Bowl for the first time in 14 years. The last time he performed, he found himself at the center of Nipplegate during a performance with Janet Jackson during his song Rock Your Body. Right when he says the line, "I'ma have you naked by the end of this song," Timberlake pulled down Janet Jackson's top, exposing her left nipple ring in front of millions of people on national television. Timberlake apologized for the wardrobe malfunction, but most of the blame landed on Janet Jackson. She hasn't been invited back to the Super Bowl yet, nor has she been invited to the Grammys, which was also broadcast on CBS. Now, that was possibly the most racially charged Super Bowl halftime show ever, and here we are now in the midst of arguably the most racially charged NFL season in recent memory, and here comes Justin Timberlake stepping backstage front. Is this a bad idea? Andre 3000 crept back into the news this week. He spoke with GQ Style about Tree Torn and Anita Baker and the passing of his parents. It's a deep and nuanced conversation that reveals plenty of brand newness about possibly the greatest rapper of all time. One thing stood out though. Andre gives Big Boi maximum praise. Big Boi's smart as fuck. We went to the same high school. I dropped out in 11th grade. Big Boi graduated with honors. When you watch early Outkast videos, Big Boi's the leader. He always had the confidence where I was kind of like the shy one. Big Boi can rap better than me. I always said that. If somebody said, pick who you want from Outkast to go battle you, it wouldn't be me. Cause like, what I'ma do? Say some mind shit? You can't have thoughts in a battle. Nobody gives a shit about that. Big Boi can out-rap Andre EYEZ. Direct from the source. Now, another interesting point in the conversation comes towards the end when Andre's asked what people will find once he passes away. When I pass away, people will find hours and hours of files. As hard drives as me just in the house alone playing horrible guitar, me playing piano, me playing a little sax. I was trying to find out what can I be excited about because I never was to me a great producer or a great writer or great rapper. I always felt that I was less than everybody else, so I fought harder. My only gauge to know when something was good was how I felt it. Like, oh man, this is dope, or this is new. So I got to a place where nothing excited me. I kept trying and pushing and pushing. I got to a place where I was just kinda in a loop. My son would see me go through all these phases. He would be like, I've seen my dad have all these great ideas. He had this band idea and this other idea, and I never followed through with any of it. So when my parents passed away and he went off to college, it was like, man, what am I gonna do? So I felt like it was time to come and study or replenish myself. Also in the conversation, Andre says he moved to New York City so he could be closer to Broadway, music, and fashion. He shares that the first guitar chords he ever played turned into Hey Ya, great out the gate. And he leaves the window cracked about an Andre 3000 solo project. This is the first time he's done this in a while. He's been talking about this boxing analogy about how people get slower when they get older. The interviewer asked him about that. Andre says, I think I got one more in me. Big news this week. Former Trump campaign manager Paul Manafort and business associate Rick Gates were indicted by a federal grand jury and charged with conspiracy against the United States and money laundering. Now, this is connected to the ongoing investigation of Russian meddling in the 2016 election. A 12-count federal grand jury indictment unsealed shortly after Manafort's surrender includes charges of conspiracy against the U.S., conspiracy to launder money, failure to file foreign bank reports, and false statements. Trump is not named in the indictment. There's more. Separately, another Trump campaign advisor, George Papadopoulos, he's pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI on Russian dirt that he was offered on Hillary Clinton. He pled guilty on October 5th and is now cooperating with authorities. Reports suggest that federal investigators may use the criminal charges to pressure those in custody to see if they'll offer any more information about the alleged collusion between the Trump campaign and the Kremlin. This is something we're definitely keeping our eye on. With Ambrosia for Heads, I'm Justin Hunt. This is Last 7. See you next week.